Hey there, welcome back. Marty's here, and today we have Foundation. The game released finally the release version a week ago, and I want to talk about this despite the fact everyone is playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, right? So I want to highlight the game because I've been waiting, and we all been waiting so long time. Yeah, 6 years, and it's finally released. So all the links in the description, but most important, I'm gonna explain and give my insights why I think, and well, they think also that this game is such a unique game. You have to play. This is just a city builder with a little bit twist, and I'm gonna show you what you can do, and then you can decide, is it really that enticing as I think? And then you can be a judge and check the game, of course, read the reviews. Interesting part is I want to address this. In general, the reviews are 86%, and you see the recently it drops. It usually means there's something changed, there's something broken that leads to that thing. Uh, Rest assured, this is that. A lot of people and most of those complaints are about crashes, and since released 1 week ago, they have released already 7 patches. Every single one of them addresses one or two or three little crashes they found and fixed immediately. So developers are still supporting and fixing as they can. Last patch, you can see it's even 17 hours ago. It's there again. Every single crash so far as I can tell, seems to be squashed. So hopefully those reviews will go back up. But besides that, game is pretty amazing. I had one or two crashes as well. Recently, no crashes at all. So that's that. Okay. Now I think we need to jump in a game. Yeah, the price also is something to highlight when we currently are being pushed to quadruple A games being 70 euros, then or dollars. Then you see this is something more indie style. And anyways, let's jump in a game. That's important part that I want to show you. And this is the here and Foundation. I'm gonna show you the start, but then I'm gonna load the game, because one interesting part is a lot of games provide, and a lot of them don't provide this builder where you can custom made map as your liking. And this game particular, it's more sandbox style, so it really depends on what kind of map you are in, how you will play it. For example, if you are having just one big landmass, there are no bridges. I like bridges. I chose the river in between. That gives me more possibility to, customize my style and everything. So, and also the hills, of course, hills, because it changes how it looks, how it feels, and this is a city builder game. Obviously, it's all about that. So, and yeah, the hills, probably this would be the craziest to go, to have a huge slopes and everything. But I'm gonna show you, this is the map I generated and found pretty cool to play in. So this is one of the first things why this is a little bit unique, is how you create the map. Nothing, there are more games like it. We'll get to the juicy part in a moment. Don't yell at me. So next is also depends on how many strategy games you played. Have you just started? All that. I can give you my perception and how I tested. I played classic first, and I got bored in an hour or two. It was too easy for me. I play all the strategy games, all the city building games. For me, it was too easy. I had to go challenge, and this is only for me. So, if you're new in this genre and you want to test and see how it plays, the mechanics. I have been playing this game in early access all the time, so I know all the mechanics. So it was for me. But one exception, I'm gonna give you also, you hardcore gamers and everything. You probably, well, if you know what you're doing, then you can skip this step. But the challenge, if you choose this workplace production time, which is by default on challenging the slow, it means everything created in the game will be absolutely slow. And honestly, this basically just is mind blowing. It's literally kills any possibility to grow in the speed or I don't know. It was too hard. So I chose challenge and changed this parameter to be balanced, not fast but balanced. And then it was a semi hard at some point. You can't just build anything, you have to plan. So for me, I found the setting. So again, all these settings that you can just switch through and see how they are changed, but then afterwards you can adjust them, something in between casual and classic maybe. So all these settings you can again tailor for yourself. So not only the map but also these settings. I'm gonna just leave it how I played it, but you can do how you want. And next is aspirations, which I found funny the naming. Aspirations, I will call them scenarios, because if you pick the first, it means there are no rules. It's basically play forever. And here, as you can see, there are restrictions where this restricts you from building monastery and castles, and you have requirements to finalize. I don't know what it is. I of course chose the first one, so I am not limited to anything, because everything single one of them have a limitation, and I wanted to experience the whole stuff. But also the downside is I don't have this requirement for winning. So what I already feel, I would love to have more these scenarios where you have some restrictions. For example, I don't know, limited trade cities, or I don't know, limited something, or given just monastery at the start, or something, what changes from casual play to some different, rules, let's say. And yeah, I now, when making this video, I read through, I'm like, now I'm probably curious to play all three of them and see if you can finish and get a star or something. But again, there are only three of them. So my advice, if you're first time, pick the first one, because that allows you to build everything, right? And last part, this is not a big of a deal, but pretty cool, randomized and customizable. This, how it's called, the shield, upper shield. Well, that's the name for it. Coat of arm, yes. So you can randomly pick if you don't have any particular needs or want something, but this is the only part. So far you create your perfect world and then you jump in it. And let me load right away the game, because at the start it gives you these tutorials, so we'll get right to the good part. All right, so the game has loaded and I can open the map and show you this is the same river you saw in the map. Now you can see how the world looks like in real life, like in game, not real life, lol. So all the same river and everything, and you can see, yeah, the slopes not so much. This was the flat area. You can find also where there will be minerals or something, because you have to choose where to build your where to start, right? You can start in different locations. They are marked. The tutorial is absolutely handhelding, so you will see everything. But I started that time and I will start now. This is the area I purchased, and you see those little flowers. Let's start my base right here. And I'm gonna just show you the tutorial, because it doesn't throw you in like other games and just figure it yourself out. It's pretty self about explaining the games itself, so you don't have these questions, how, what, maybe later on, but the beginning, absolutely good. The game is showing you the ropes, how to build, how the only building that immediately pops there is the builder's workshop, so you can build later on other buildings. But rest of the buildings, whenever you start building, well, I'm just speeding up so you see how it goes. It's, you know, you probably have seen. Hey guys, start building. You see those little bugs? They're not, they don't want to build one building, they want to build another. Seriously? I had this problem already previously. Yes. Now, alright, finally I'm gonna build something. Probably I was just impatient because they were not working. They have a time off and they have time working anyways. So this is the boring part, but what I wanted to show, why I'm showing you empty world, is how the world looks. Pay a little bit attention here. The trees, the fields, how this is, right? Remember this. Remember, this is all natural, nothing built. So, you know, seems like we need to put some foundations here, right? Now we are jumping to the juicy part, shall we? I know, it's a lot, but hey, the same flowers here, the same village center placed here, but let's say 174 months later, what can you achieve? So this is my game currently end state, so there's not a lot of things to spoil because you can see them all right away at the start in the progressions menu. But let me zoom out a little bit. The same center where I started. This is my city now, and I'm gonna lead. Oh my god, the game is already dying. Shite. Let me check if I can fix. Because the game eats all the resources. Yeah, either the game runs or my recording part. It's bad. I can't have both. I was so afraid of this because the game already runs really poorly because of the all calculations and everything, right? All right, you see what I did. I capped the frame per second. When it's running, yeah, it's just my computer freezes. But this is not. Let's not talk about that part. Let's talk about this part. Remember those trees? Yeah, there are no fields now. Remember this part? Yeah, this is another town center. This, of course, my beautiful bridges that leads to where? Oh, of course, have a marble here, and also stone, and yeah, a lot of cows because we need milk because we want cheese, obviously. Oh, those bridges, yes, they are different kind, of course, so it's not too boring. And this, yeah, this is my monastery. The whole this whole thing, this is monastery. Let me select so you can see. Yeah, every single building. There, it's one of the miracles. I don't know how other to call, which you handcrafted, can place however you want. This is my version. It's ugly, I know, but I needed a lot of space, and here I needed to get this splendor, not splendor, influence, yeah, splendor points, and these golden crosses give a lot. So I was like, you know what? Everyone got a golden cross, so don't don't pay attention to that. And also, lately I've been putting fences around my buildings because, well, it's beneficial. And of course, you'll see how far away we are from the start, like all this logistics. Why? Of course, because we have a gold here. So my little village, 4 buildings currently, is here, and now I realized I start hitting some problems with cloth. So I need more ships and everything, so I'm building here. So let's talk about why I said this is the best game. Look at this. This is a little bit better than this ugly monastery. Sorry for the trees. Yeah, I didn't cut them down specifically, so it's, you know, hugged in between. This is another miracle wonder building castle. So this, if you, let's see from this side, if I click around, basically can select the parts, I think. The part, yes, sub buildings. So it consists of different rooms that I have placed, and I picked barracks. I have treasury increase there. I have private quarters, and then a lot of private quarters. Basically, it's a private quarters villa, which is built and crafted, and of course, this is end game. Get the best angle. Auto saving it. So this is the end game statue. Yes, and I also have the lowest possible graphics down to minimum, so my recording device is not dying. Well, GPU, that's the GPU, yes. So these are all handcrafted. I'm gonna show you in the building menu. This green is the area that is connected. You can pick a room, you can select, you can build, you can stretch, you can add doors, for example. You can place these, some turrets around. This is ugly, but you get the idea. So you can absolutely craft whatever you want here, and this is the one of the parts that is amazing about this game. There are more. There are of course more. This is also a castle. This is the functional castle. This is ugly. I just crammed everything together because I needed barracks, because I have army, because I need to send them to missions, and then they need to come back and they need to eat and they need to heal, and it's a lot. Again, everything is cramped in there. I'm just, if I expand this area that I absolutely need to do, I will take away space from my fields, which are important because eating is important. Anyways, this is my crown jewel part. At least I thought it's the latest of the big village centers. You see how I utilize the hill? Because absolutely flat area is also boring, because then you don't have this amazing cool thing. If you're asking, do I have a statue of sheep? Very low poly, because graphics is just, even shadows are removed so I can record this game. Remember, I'm running still on 30 FPS. If I increase that, GPU will just... But it's because of the recording. When I play the game, it runs a little bit better. Let's say that. What is the good part? What is the... Let me show you what is the cool part. Best illustrated. I need to switch on this thing. I know it looks ugly and it looks everything, but every color corresponds to some things. And here we are paying, and what I'm highlighting, this is the unique part about this game, is this green, this light green, which basically is where you color an area and say, you know what, that's where will my people live, and they make a house, they build a house. It's even better looking right here. I have colored and I said, you know what, build houses there. The other color you see there, it's where my patrol is going. I can suddenly remove and say, you know what, no patrolling there. I can do that, needs security, so that's that. So these buildings, when you paint, again, there are other games, of course, that have this, you know, basic thing, like Sims has it. SimCity, where you color a residential area and they just build buildings, but they are static, they are structured, you can't do nothing in between them, right? Look I'm gonna show you. This is actually I found way too late in the game, but one thing that misses here is monument. Oh, that's correct name for what the game calls monument. City market. I have a city belfry. Let's build a belfry. So look what happens if I decide in between. So the buildings, of course, you can absolutely destroy one of them, but if I itsy bitsy tiny squeeze in between, you know what? Maybe there's a space. Again, this game doesn't require you to build any roads. Where people are going, there will be roads. And I thought, where have I seen it? And then it hit me. It's the one of the first settlers, not the first and second, but the third settler game, really old game. I grew up with it. That's also where you place buildings, and when people start moving in between, the roads just appear there. But this game also has the same idea. Oh yeah, I need doors. I place the building without doors, and it says me, you know what? Maybe, and okay, fine. And you know what? This building has an area of influence. If I make it taller, it will have more covered area. So you see, this is one of the things. And not only that, also a cool thing that is not just, you know, popping buildings out of the thin air. Let me show you what happens if I decide that I need to have a road outside here. I can have existing buildings. Look what happens. If I squeeze the building in, this area, which is meant for residential area for buildings, it adjusts. It says, you know what? I'm gonna just do it. This, yeah. Let me show you. Need to connect to the doors. Then I can pick up the gates. And you know what? I can move. You see? I can get something. So all this is, you know, you're asking, what's that? Not a big deal. Honestly, the more you play, the more games you have seen where you have grid, where you're tied to something. For example, you know what? I just moved the fence. What happened? These buildings are third level buildings. They require heavy fortification. I just ruined fortification. So you know what? I need to make sure they rebuild these new sections as fast as possible, and then they will not devolve. It takes some time when they decide, you know what, you ruined my fortification, I'm devolving the house. So all this custom, you know, approach where you are not tied to anything, this is where this tool basically comes in, where you color an area. You know what, I want people to live here. You know what, I want here trees to be gone. And this is also the orange, that's a hunting area. You need to have a deep forest where the piggies are, and then you can hunt them down. If you clear the forest, the piggies will be gone. And in dense forest, it's really tough to go in. They usually people go around. So if you need an area to be connected, I had a road here at some point, but you see? And of course you have a forester. If you decide, you can then paint back and say, I want trees here. And you custom shape how this all looks and feels. For example, here was the trees. I cut them down in the shape. This dark blue, that's where forester goes and plants back, because I want some cool trees there. Here I am expanding and I need area for sheep. I'm cleaning it out, and at the end it feels natural, you know. There's not a grid, there is not a road, there is no straight line. There's like, you can custom make the roads. For example, if you decide this is a stupid angle how they're going, you can pick a tool that says forbid. I have played some point this used at some point, and it goes like this. you can, you see, it overrides other areas, and I can color like this. And now, if they want to go to these mines, they are not allowed to be on this, so they will go around. Let's see if that works. My apologies for 30 FPS. The game is, there are too many. I have 646 people. You see, now when I need to leave it for a while, when they will draw this line, they will stick to it because it's faster to go on the road than going if the straight line. It will be faster, a little diverse from the direct connection. So this is how you can, you see, the road is already emerging. So these absolutely untied, like freedom of building. For example, also here, I'm expecting more buildings because I need more people to bring in for this my new sheep farms and beavers and third one, Taylor's workshop. You see, I need more people. I need to get them. When they will come, I will say, you know what? You work here. Wait for the autosave. You work here. Then they will try to find closest building possible. They automatically change if there is closer to your place, which a lot of games don't do, which is annoying as hell. Because remember, here the logistics, everything is taken in account. So they will try to live here. And you know what? These are already full. I have one place left. That's why I already pushed the fortifications outwards. It was way smaller at the start. And I have another extra room for these newcomers. And this approach, and one final, I'm gonna just slide through the settings, not settings, but the possibilities. This is what the poor will, because I'm poor. These are the edicts that you unlock one by one. You can choose different style, again, custom for your style. I have picked those 3. You can go with different. Then privilege for every single what's it? Yeah, the labor, the kingdom, and the clergy. Different bonuses you enable. They are not unlocked at the start. You need to get to them. Then effects. You start with blank page, and is one of the things they need to fix. There is no scroll bar. You see, there is more beneath, and I believe it goes quite a lot down because what and how I did something impacts the result. For example, these happiness minuses come from difficulty level, so they are the basic. They were at the start, but later on, you see, I have started something. I did something. I did a side quest. I fulfilled something, and I have a benefit, or again, some minuses. So this is again changing over the course of your gameplay. Then there are trade routes. I'm gonna show you just one thing. Not pay attention. Another some quest. I have level 7. This is, you start. I think you can sell 13 items. You level up. You deliver a lot of items, and then when you fulfill the trade route, you can upgrade it. So currently, I already have in hundreds. All of them are pushed because if I sell those items they are buying, they're gonna reach the limit and they will ask if you want to upgrade. So it's naturally like growing. Amazing. All my items, just a sense of how many items you will be managing. Reasonable mode, not crazy. There are games that are way more. I'd say it's good. Villagers, yeah, currently you're looking at 643. Oh, 3 people left already. Unhappy, couldn't find a place or something. And yeah, all the buildings where you keep an eye for if you have enough workers. Someone left, I need new hires. Then the cooler part is the budget. The budget where at the start you don't have so many taxes. then later on you unlock them, and then in the taxation menu, at the end game, you can tax market stalls, minings, windmills, taverns. If you tax, you will have the impact on your influence. For example, you see, I enable more taxes. They are limiting my maximum influence that is used for another things. Let's not get into the details. And here, for 3 different tiers of people, I can decide how many tax they will pay and what's the impact of their global happiness. So, you need some money for buildings and also for purchases if you import something. And you also need your people to be happy, so the balance is always there. For example, you can see how the impact. The taxes give me minus 10%. I can of course check, for example, the most unhappy person. I already see they don't have a house, but also lack of goods and barracks. I need more housing for barracks. Remember the cramped space? I need to cramp something more. Army. I have an army. I have 4 companies with different set of ranks, different items, different. I have a spear and a sword and something, which then I send to the missions. These are the missions that one of them popped up and said, I answered, I'm gonna send you some troops. So I need to select. Where is it? Oh, they are all on active missions, so I can't show you. But basically, they are bringing me back some items and also experience, so they level up, so I can upgrade them and more. That's that. One last thing to show is progression. You will start with almost, well, none of that. If I remember correctly, yes, you have, through the tutorial, they will ask you to unlock storage and build a storage. The rest of that's up to you. And you can see there are clearly shown limits, threshold you need to reach when it opens up for. So one of them is prosperity, that is overall your rating. Another one is this labor splendor. When you build, for example, manor house, you can customize it and make it beautiful with some decorations that give you splendor. The same goes for kingdom. When you build a castle, also the banners, the fountains and something like that. And for clergy, it's monastery. So these are the 3 pillars. When you go in that direction and build more and more, you get more that particular splendor that unlocks you more and more abilities and more. And at the bottom, this is the grand jewel. Sorry, I'm in front of the but there's a big ass church building you can unlock. This is the statue I already showed you, and this is the building with the clock, which I also showed you how it builds. So these are the end game items that you can unlock, and of course there are all the in between. For example, the same butchering, the hunters, you need to unlock it. To have grain with farm improvements, you have to unlock. It all costs money, but first thing you are locked behind the prosperity wall, and then you need that money. So it is pretty engaging. It is engaging as you start. You start with nothing. You start in the middle of forest, literally, and then this is the outcome. This is what you can do. I'm not even done yet. You know what's the craziest part? Why this is the best city building game? You have to try, at least try. I opened up my game and said, you know what? I'm gonna record the video. I'm ready. I can showcase everything. I opened the game and like, oh, people are leaving. Oh, I don't have a food. I'm placing some more hunters. Then I have hunters. Then I'm lacking something else. Then I needed, people were leaving because these houses were not fortified. Then I started being fortification. Long story short, it took me freaking 4 hours later, and I'm still not done because it's all the time another project. And the project is for you is like reaching that gold mine. Another project is building that bridge and getting more stone. Another project was, you know what? There was all trees. You cannot just replace trees with fields. You have to cut them down. So it was a huge logging operation here. Then you know what? I had to fortify this building. It's like all the freaking time is something. There are new people coming in, of course. Welcome, welcome, welcome aboard. So the freedom that this game gives, and these ideas, these areas to push, to explore, to, you know, I always check. Let me check. Yes, I always lack of coal and iron. So there are more iron, there are more coal. For more coal, I need more trees. For more trees, I need more territory. For more territory, it's so... and it's not like annoying. It's you decide, you know what? I want to build something here. You move in that direction. You choose your own pace, your own direction, your own things, and then go for it. And it takes, as you can see from the corner, 176 months later. You can, these are in-game, of course, months, but it takes such a huge amount of time that you basically get lost in the game. You just raise a head. It's three in an early morning, and in 3 hours you have to wake up and go to work, and like again, again. And this is my last my last week since the game came out, so I can get to the, let's say, final stage of the game, so I can show you all these items, all these buildings, all these possibilities, so you can decide if this truly is the game that absolutely you have to play. And if you are having this city building game genre, your style, like that's your jam, you know already about this game. You already knew most of what I showed you. Just the end result, the final first patch they released, that's something probably new for you, but otherwise, oh my god, this is such a cool game. Yeah, a lot of things, and I will try to put the timestamps why I'm saying that at the end of the video. If you watch this part, you don't need timestamps, because this is the end of the video. If you have a questions, I have, maybe if there's a need, I have enough tips and tricks that I learned myself. I'm gonna just throw one in. For example, this patrol area. At the start, you think all these patrol guys are coming from your manor, because that originally where your old guard towers are. The answer is no. It's way faster, easier, and saves a lot of time if you build just one tower with few guards in every single hub of your you know, inhabitants, for example. Best coverage, little to no guards used. Guard lives right next to the building, absolutely the best ever. And there are a lot of such things that I just later on realized and found the best way. So if you think the tips and tricks video is in order, don't shout at the monitor like a crazy person. Write down in the comment section, just we'll decide, because if everyone is playing Kingdom Come Deliverance and I'm the only one having fun in Foundation, it feels like a little disconnect, you know. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm gonna make more videos without those huge half a year gap. We'll see. Cheers. Thanks.